will come into effect 1st of July 2023. So 82 clauses start effective 1st of July. 7 clauses become effective 1st of September, and 13 clauses become effective 1st of January 2024. So the 7 clauses that become effective from 1st of September 2023 is Section 10 and Section 226B7. This is a provision on digital assets tax and the corresponding tax rate. Another clause, 2 clauses that becomes effective 1st of September 2023 is Section 52 and Section 64. And this is a provision that the Commissioner may establish an electronic system through which electronic tax invoices may be issued, and the provision establishing a penalty for failing to comply with the electronic tax system. Section 56, that is a provision introducing the new section, that 7E, that the Commissioner shall refrain from recovering interest, penalties and fines, and that is what we are providing for amnesty, that is on Section 56. Section 63 is a provision on establishment of a data management reporting system, and Section 74 is the provision of export investment promotion levy. So remember, we introduced export investment promotion levy on several items like clinker and iron oil and iron and earth, those other several items that we provide for export investment promotion levy. So under Section 75, with the effective date of those particular clauses is 1st of September 2023. We have 13 other provisions that will come into effect 1st of July 2024. One is Section 5C, that relates to the taxation of shares offered to employees by a startup company in lieu of emoluments. We also have Section 6 that provides for provision on repatriated income and the rate thereof of 15%. Section 12, that is a provision on deduction not allowed, for example, for invoices that are not generated from an electronic tax invoice management system. So remember, now we introduced a provision that for you to claim import tax, then those receipts must have been generated from the electronic tax system. So under Section 12, so that becomes into effective January next year, that is the 1st of July 2024. Section 14 that establishes a provision of setting the formula for quantifying intellectual property income subject to preferential tax rates. So Section 14 on intellectual property income will become effective 1st of July next year. Section 20 and subsection 26A that provides for establishment of a post-retirement medical fund relief and the rate of tax. This is where we are incentivizing people saving for their medical insurance post-retirement. So that becomes effective 1st of January 2024. Section 25, and these are all provisions within the second schedule of the Income Tax Act, what we commonly call investment deduction allowances. So those again become applicable 1st of January 2024. Section 26B3, and this is a provision on deduction on non-resident corporation tax to 30%. This is where we are harmonizing the corporation tax between local or resident-owned companies and non-resident-owned companies to 30%. That shall come into effect next year, 1st of January. Section 26B5, the provision on corporate tax in respect of companies undertaking the manufacture of human vaccines at the rate of 10%. So companies that are manufacturing human vaccines will pay corporation tax of 10%. So that becomes effective 1st of January next year, that is 2024. Section 26B7, which relates to the provision establishing the withholding tax for rental income agents at 7.5%. So remember, we are reducing income tax rate from 10% to 7.5%. That becomes into effect 1st of January next year. Section 26B 6 and 5, and 10 on advanced tax for motor vehicles. Remember where we're increasing advanced tax on motor vehicles from 1,500 to 2,500. So that becomes effective next year, January 1, 2024. Section 26.12, the provision reducing the rental income tax from 10% to 7.5%. So yes, that I said. But so this is this is the reduction of the rate, and Section 26B talks about the agents being required to withhold rental income tax. So both the rates and the requirement for agents to withhold rental income tax will come into effect 1st of January 2024. And then lastly, for here, Section 27 that relates to the provision introducing the mortgage refinancing companies to the false schedule to the Income Tax Act. Those become effective 1st of January 2024. So the remaining 82 clauses that I have not mentioned above become effective 1st of July 2023. So I think that is the 3 dates where those several provisions as per the Finance Act come effective: 1st of July 2023, 1st of September 2023, 1st of January 2024. 7 of those provisions come into effect 1st of September. 3 of them are deferred up to 1st of January 2024, and 82 clauses become effective, although recalls the commencement date as 1st of July 2020. Any questions?
Yeah.
We've noticed neither both the VAT on fuel, that's I think Section 29 if I'm not wrong, and another provision for housing levy or housing tax is not part of what I read out for as the 7 clauses become effective 1st of September, or the 13 clauses that come effective where the commencement date is 1st of January 2024, and therefore consequently then they become effective 1st of July 2024.
Okay. Slightly.
No, 1st of July 2023 this year.
So it's just in within a week or so from now.
The beginning of the new financial year.
The beginning of the new financial year. Courtesy of the taxes which take effect immediately.
I think employers here are not being honest because we have many other amendments in this act that are even reducing some of the taxes that some of these businesses are actually paying. If you look at railway development levy, if you look at import declaration fee, if you look at the tax rate being paid by non-resident companies being reduced from that 7.5% to 30%, if you look at rental income tax being reduced from 10% to 7.5%, meaning that there are very many other taxes that we are incentivizing most of these sectors. So for them to claim that they want to lay off their employees because of the introduction of 1.5% housing levy is, I think it's just an excuse, and it is not right, and it is wrong, and it's not warranted at all. Because even though they are required to make that submission, remember, it is actually reducing their tax liability, because that employer contribution on housing levy is a tax allowable expense to the employer on their corporation tax. So it actually reduces their tax liability. So to claim that they want to lay off employees because of an introduction of 1.5% housing levy, especially when that housing levy reduces, that housing levy will reduce their corporation tax by around 1.5% because it is a tax allowable expense on their corporation tax. Then they're just being dishonest. In fact, the word is dishonest. They're just being dishonest because the housing levy is a tax allowable expense on their corporation tax. And in addition to that, they have also got a number of other incentives in other sectors. So to claim that they want to lay off people because of that, just being dishonest. And I think we should really call out to them and ask our labor unions to stand up for their rights and not let the employers just give an excuse because it is not accurate. Again, the housing levy may be paid by the employers is a tax allowable expense on their P&L, and therefore it reduces their corporation tax by the same rate.